thing that often the only time you remember your past is to look at all the wrong things you've done, to look at all the wrong things people have done that have hurt you. And you're always like, ay, ¿te acuerdas when this and that? And oh, you remember how what he did to me? Oh, you remember how I felt that day? Oh, you remember how ugly I looked? Oh, you remember how she turned me down? Oh, you remember how my breath smelled? Oh, you remember when the booger was hanging from my nose? All you remember is just the bad stuff. But listen, if you want to be courageous, you got to start remembering the good stuff. Okay? Like, every time, and these girls are going to get mad at me because it's going to be on YouTube. I remember when Kimberly and Diana were in the Vaqueritas. And Wendy, too. She thought she was going to, they were in the Vaqueritas, and they would dance those songs, and every time I give them a ride or we hang out, I go, hey, what's up, little Vaqueritas? You remember? And listen, I know we kind of do it to make fun, but I was telling them, I was like, you got to remember the stuff you've done for God, and you got to remember and say, I've done this before for God. I can do bigger and greater things for God. You got to remember your past victories. Point number 4. If you want to have courage, you got to be who God made you to be. You got to be who God made you to be. Okay? There's an identity crisis in your age. You don't know who you are. Okay? Pastor gave an awesome sermon this morning, and he said, you know what's one of the struggles? He says that people don't think anymore. People don't take the time to think. People just, they're like robots. Tell me how to dress. Tell me what to listen. Tell me what to do. Tell me where to go. And what do? We just follow. You want to know something? You're never going to be courageous till you start being who God made you to be. Okay? And I'm not saying, listen, and some of you guys are saying, oh, I'm just a borracho and that's the way God made. No, God didn't make mistakes, okay? All the negative stuff that you think that makes you, that's just stuff that you've learned, okay? God doesn't make mistakes. God doesn't make bad, okay? You need to understand that God has a great plan for you, okay? If you're outgoing and if you're loud, be loud. People tell me, Nestor, you scream too much. You don't need a microphone. I know that, but just because I'm loud, I'm not going to stop doing what God wants me to do. Matter of fact, you want to know something? One time we went to a conference, and the girls came out, and they're like, Nestor, thank you for screaming because you keep us awake. We were just in a thing, and the guy was so boring because we couldn't even hear him. And I was like, thank you, God, because I've decided to be who I am. Okay? If you're short, don't let that stop you. Okay? If you're really tall, don't let that stop you. You know, did you know what they tried to do to David? Saul went to David and he goes, all right, David, you're going to go out and fight this giant? Okay, here's a shield, here's a sword, here's a helmet, here's a breastplate. And David put all this stuff on and he couldn't even walk. You know what he did? He took it off and he said, hey, I'm not used to that stuff. I'm good with this slingshot. Just let me do it. If David would have walked out with the sword and the shield and all the protection, he would have lost because he didn't know how to use it. What are you good at? You know, it's amazing. The other day I saw that Kiana is very good at doing nails, and I said, wow. I said, that's a way you can serve God. And you're probably thinking, how is that, Nestor? Girls, how many of you guys would like to have really nice nails? Right? Girls, Marvin. Okay, now, I don't know what the prices are, but can it get pricey to always have your nails really nice? Now, what if Kiana said, you know, God gave me this gift, and maybe I'm not a good actor like Carol, or maybe I'm not a great preacher like Nestor, or maybe I'm not too savvy at computers like Tepe, you know, but I'm good at nails. And she said, what if she said, hey, I want to bless 3 girls a month, and I want to do your nails for free. I mean, wouldn't you like that? I know I'm putting Kiana at the spot, and I'm not telling you to do it, Kiana. But wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you love that? See, so just be who you are, okay? But I'm not saying, listen, some of you guys lie a lot. And I don't want you to think, well, God made me a liar. No, you became a liar. Some of you guys are lazy, okay? You wake up at 1 in the afternoon. Okay? And you're saying, well, that's just the way God made me to be. No, he didn't make you to be that way. Start going to sleep on time, and you'll wake up on time. I'm talking about the gifts that he gave you. I'm talking about the qualities that he gave you. You got to be who God made you to be. Number 5, if you want to develop the courage, you got to step in battle with confidence. You got to step in battle with confidence. Here's an easy one. Okay? Kimberly, come here. Come here. This is for the girls. Have you ever had a guy come up and ask you out, and he comes and he's like, hi, Kimberly. Right? Now, what if a guy comes and he says, hi, Kimberly? Right? The whole thing just changes, right? I mean, if a guy's coming, and usually girls are never standing alone, so Diana, come here. Come on. Quick. Time's running. You're stealing time from YouTube. Right? Usually girls are never alone. They're just chit-chatting, and they know the guy is coming, right? You know the guy is coming, right? And if the guy starts coming like this, it's like, and he starts coming, and he's like, hi, girls. Right? Like, you're not going to say yes. Right? But what if he's coming and he's got his cell phone and he's all confident and he smiles and, hi, ladies. Confidence makes all the difference. Thank you. You can sit down. I just showed you how to hit on girls. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not good at that. I only had a hit on one girl, and I got her, so. But listen, courage makes all the difference. Okay? Let me tell you another secret. Today's the day to confess things. Next time we play baseball, look at how Regal comes up to bat. Okay? Just because he's got those big arms, okay? Because, I've seen people that have big arms that have played, and they come up to bat, and we're like, all right, come in, come closer. He's not getting a hit all the way. But Regal walks up to the bat, and he's like, and he hits the ground. And, he intimidates people. And you know what? He's hit more balls in the ground than the ones he's hit out there. But because he just intimidates, he just walks up all confident. I dare you to do that next time. Next time you're going to play a sport, act like you know what you're doing. And people are going to be like, oh, this person's good. Next time you grab the ball, just kind of walk up with the ball and be like, don't shoot it, because then they're going to know you're not good. But, just have confidence. What if David would have walked up to Goliath and be like, some people say that David got 5 stones because he wasn't sure how many it was going to take. Okay? Because David only needed 1 stone. I asked myself that question. Why didn't just David get 1 stone? Shouldn't he just had the confidence to do it? Why did he grab 5? I think because he was safe. He just wanted to be sure. It might take 1, it might take 2, but if it takes 3, I'm going to get this guy. So if you want to be courageous, you got to have confidence, okay? You got to have confidence. Have you ever seen when someone comes up here to sing, and they're just shaking in their boots? It just throws off their whole performance. It just throws off the whole thing. Have you ever seen dramas when people are like, oh, shaking? Just have confidence, It's like, here, I'm going to tell you a secret. If you're afraid of speaking in public, the best thing you can do is just be funny. Or try to be funny like me. I'm not always funny, but I try to make you laugh. And when I hear you laugh, I gain confidence. So if you want to be courageous, you got to step into battle with confidence. Number 6, we're getting ready to finish. You got to take time to celebrate God's work in your life. Listen, you're never going to be courageous till you start celebrating the victories in your life. And this doesn't mean you're cocky. This doesn't mean that you're a show-off. It just means that, hey, I did it. And it was good. Every time we finish and we're driving home, I always ask Lorena, so how'd I do today? And sometimes she says, I did okay. And sometimes she says, it was really good. Yeah. Let me go buy me an ice cream to celebrate. But listen, the truth is that you got to celebrate. Okay? Have you ever seen those guys that hit the home runs? Okay? There's a player, the Dodger players, his name's Matt Kemp. I love how he celebrates when he just has victory. He grabs the bat and he bats, and then he keeps the bat on his arm, and he just stays like that. That is so cool. One of the best celebrations is when Kurt Gibson hit the home run in the World Series. And everybody has seen this because he's going around. He's like, yeah. He's not even home yet, but he's celebrating. Okay? It doesn't mean you're cocky. You know what cocky is? When you show off the things you're not good at. But it's not cocky to say, hey, I'm a pretty good actor. I'm a pretty good player. I mean, musically. You know? I'm a pretty good artist. I'm pretty hot, you know? No, that was just a funny. But you need to take time to celebrate God's work in your life. One last thought, and I'll end with this. Everyone needs help in life, okay? You need to understand this. Everybody needs help. Nobody in here is going to make it through life without help. You can either go through it on your own, or you can partner with God who can help you face the giants in your life. You know, here's the thing. This is the key to the sermon. You want to be courageous? You want to be bold? You got to partner with God. You got to partner with God. The moment that you say, God, I don't need you, that's the moment that you're going to struggle.